Hello and welcome to Freedom March. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Leland Miller. And you're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224, channel 112, or of course ILTV studios. But wherever you are choosing to listen to us today, thank you so much for listening. I am joined in studio today by Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor. Who, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. I have to fix that.
Okay, all right. Who is with me in studio today? Bradley Roll. Welcome to Free March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Yeah. So while we are here today, let's talk about what is happening on the outside, Bradley. What exactly did you notice on the outside?
It was extremely hot today.
It's extremely hot today, and
Well, some folks are actually saying, I'm wondering, did we get any heat advisory from the Bahamas Meteorological Department? Because if we,
I don't recall seeing one.
so something is going on. It was rather hot today. So hot today until I must give a special shout out for the reminder. My neighbor, Angelo Camp, both he and his wife, came to the window and said to me, listen, you need to take it easy. It is extremely hot outside.
Yeah.
Because I leave early to get some landscaping done. I don't sometimes return until 2:30 in the afternoon. So Angelo comes to the window, and thank you for the reminder, my good neighbor. I appreciate that. He says, listen, be careful. It is indeed hot. And he was right.
Wow.
Because, wow, it's the kind of weather out there could possibly either knock you out or give you a heat stroke.
Yeah,
it is extremely
steamy.
warm. Yeah,
It is
yeah,
steamy out
it is
there.
warm.
And
It
so
is
if you're
warm.
moving up and down, to and fro, out and about, be sure. Put on some sunscreen too. By the way, you know that sun out there have to do some damage to your skin. I'm
Yeah.
sure of it. But outside of that, as much as you could, try to stay indoors. Right? Some of us do not have that luxury. So if you do not have the luxury, try to see if you could retreat to the inside as often as you can and stay hydrated.
Yeah.
And I want to say that while I am a proponent of mixing the gin in the water, you need to at some point just have the water. And never forget that there's nothing water can do for you if you already have reached the point of dehydration. So you have to try to get the water in pre the dehydration. All right, that's the jingle. That means we're going to the break. I'm Leland Miller. This is Freedom March. We're on 103.5 FM. Bradley Roll is with me. You don't move. We'll be right back after this break. Hello and welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor for the whole Bahamas, I'm told these days, is with me in studio. Bradley, tell us, what does Holy Scripture have for us today?
Today we're going to go to the Gospel.
The Gospel
according to John.
of John.
Now here's what I find to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
A Muslim friend of mine at one point told me, he says, why does the book itself says or say the Gospel according to John? He said, do you recognize that I could be possibly telling you, well, this is what John say.
Right.
But
did you ask Mark?
But it doesn't necessarily have to be so.
Right.
But I think when we use the term according to John, this is exactly John's account of the events that took place in the life of Christ. So in chapter 20, we're going to read about something very interesting happened. They give an account of the resurrection, actually, and who would have went to the tomb. And then something very, very particular happened. And the question is, was Jesus trying to send a signal or a message to his disciples about what he was going to do? So let's read this carefully, and then you're going to notice something about a folded cloth that was placed neatly by itself, aside from the rest of the clothing that Jesus Christ actually had on. And so it says, the first day of the week, cometh Mary Magdalene early, when it was yet dark, unto the sepulchre, and seeth the stone taken away from the sepulchre. Then she runneth and cometh to Simon Peter, and to the other disciples whom Jesus loved, and said unto them, they have taken away the Lord out of the sepulchre, and we know not where they have laid him. Peter therefore went forth, and that other disciple came to the sepulchre. So they ran both together, and the other disciple did outrun Peter, and came first to the sepulchre. And he stooping down, and looking in, saw linen clothes lying. Yet he went not in. Go ahead, producer. Then cometh Simon Peter, followed him, and went into the sepulchre, and seen the linen cloth lie. It says, and the napkin that was about his head, not lying with the linen clothes, but wrapped together in a place by itself. Now there's some myth, I don't know, but there is a Jewish custom that should be taken into consideration when you see this. They're wondering, why is it that this particular linen cloth that was on Jesus' head, why was this particular linen cloth wrapped together in a place by itself? Now here's what Jewish custom and tradition says. When the master of the table, right, let's just say he's sitting down and he's having dinner, and for some strange reason he has to leave. But he wants to leave a message with the attendants or the servants to get them to understand that he's not yet finished with his meal and that he will return. What he does with the cloth is that he folds it up neatly and he places it neatly on the table. And that sends a message to the servant who will come after them to let him know, hey, the master is not done with his meal, he's going to come back. If he is finished, then he just throws the cloth that he's, with whatever, and it gets him to understand, okay, well, he's done with his dinner, we can now clear the table. But in this case, this cloth was wrapped together in a place by itself. So Jewish tradition have it that Jesus was actually sending a subtle signal message to his disciples to let them know that he, in fact, was going to come back. That's what I've done in my research and found out. The question was asked me today, what does this mean? I think it does have a very specific, subtle meaning. It is there. Jewish tradition does prove that that's exactly what that means. And so, yes, I would agree, based on the discussion we had today, that Jesus was, in fact, sending a very subtle message to the disciples to get them to understand that he was, in fact, going to be back. John, chapter 20, Read from the King James Version, verse number 1 through 7. The word of God is forever and ever blessed.
Thank you very much.
You ever thought about that?
Actually, every time I read this story, put up verse 3 to 7 again for me, producer. Every time I've ever read this story, my superficial mind is exactly that, superficial. And I always wonder to myself, you know, Perry Christie is the person I've heard say this often in his public life. The hunter is the victor because the lion writes no books, right? And if I were a Baptist preacher in this moment, I would say, watch who you let tell the story. You got that?
Okay.
All right. And so it says, Peter therefore went forth, and another disciple, and came to the sepulchre. So they ran both together, and the other disciple outran Peter.
And who's that disciple?
Who write the book?
Could be John.
You think John had to let us know that Peter was fat and out of shape like that?
And this was the man who was the beloved disciple. He was the scribe.
But if you ask Peter, Peter would probably account an entirely different story, might you?
He outrun Peter, right?
But what was the purpose of John telling us that?
That's very interesting.
Why did John need to account that Peter couldn't beat me at nothing, not even getting to the grave?
Okay.
Watch who you let tell the story. That's the Baptist
You think John's excitement would have led him to outrunning Peter?
Well, what would have made John any more excited than seeing Peter that cut off the man's ass?
But this was the Peter who denied Jesus, man.
This was also the Peter. And can I tell you that?
So he may have.
Now you're making my Church of God flare up. When Jesus said to Peter at the table, right? Peter, you will deny me thrice.
Before the cock crows.
It is my research.
Before the cock crows
twice, you will deny me
three times.
Three times, right? It is my research, anecdotally or otherwise, that was Jesus's subtle acknowledgement or guarantee to Peter that he knew in his most trying time, the only man left standing would be Peter. Here's the question I would now ask you, scholar. Where were James and John, the son of Zebedee, on the day that Jesus was brought into the square to be crucified? Where was Luke? No. They couldn't deny him because they were not there.
Yeah.
The only man left standing of them was Peter. And it wasn't until the little girl said, Mommy, look at Peter. Peter say, if this your daughter...
He had walked aside too at one point.
And watch this. Here's what we know about Peter, because the only way to judge where a man is or where a man will end up is to look at where a man has come from, right? Here's what we knew about Peter, or what we know about Peter. In the Garden of Gethsemane, who came for Jesus? The centurions. So what is symbolic of the word centurion? It means that no matter where you see them, it's 100 of them.
Yeah.
That's why they're centurions. So when the Garden of Gethsemane happened, Peter cut off one man's ear. I want you to know that 99 other ears was out there to cut off. You following me?
Okay.
So Peter had already symbolized to Jesus that I prepared to take 100 of these fellas on for you.
Peter was the first man.
And because if you cut off the ear of one centurion, I don't imagine that the rest of them could just get in a straight line. They come to kill you. When Jesus said to Peter at the table, right? Peter, before the cock crows thrice, you will deny me 3 times, right? It was Jesus' way of symbolizing to Peter that I know that you are the most unlearned, the most unconnected, the one with no familial ties. But what I do know is that the proclamation I made at the beginning, which was upon this rock I build the church. This is why I don't understand where they get all these bunch of wishy-washy fellas in the church from, you know. What I do know is when the fire get hot, Peter, you know who could be standing here?
Yeah, he ready to die with Jesus.
And let's go back to the beginning, because it is that proclamation of Jesus that Jesus was making sure that he solidified in history forever.
Yeah, Peter was the man.
Jesus
told him, I will give you the keys to the kingdom.
Upon the rock I build the church, which is the recognition that Jesus was the
Son
Christ.
of God, yeah.
Upon that recognition, but also on the behavior. Peter, a broken man, right? Not learnt, a fisherman. Yes? A man without polish.
Basically all unschooled men, basically.
Here's what the Bible likes to do, though. Every time the Bible called James and John, you know what they call them? James and John, the sons of Zebedee. They daddy got money. We want you to know that. The Bible wants you to know that these two boys, daddy got some money. Luke, the physician. The Bible never lets you forget that. Right? And Timothy, John, the beloved. So the Bible never, which always lets you know their social footing.
Of the society.
Peter is the only Negro they keep just calling Peter. He ain't nothing. He just Peter. Peter nothing. But
he was powerful though.
But it was Jesus's anointing of Peter that didn't anoint the man, but anointed the character trait. So Peter was a man of flaw. This I don't understand where they get these church full of perfect people from. Peter was a man with a character flaw. You could tell he liked to cuss. Right?
Yeah, he did call on some curses. He did.
Peter cursed the little girl out in the quadrangle. Peter said, "Miss, hold on to this."
He called on some
little
curses.
Girl. You need to go make another one of these. Peter was also a man with temper issues that didn't speak very well.
He's a soldier.
But you know what he was? He was a contrite man, right? And he was also a man that was devoted to the call.
Yeah,
and so they often preach from these pulpit, right? That in Jesus say, before the cock crow thrice, you could deny me. And they like to preach that in the quarter E, right? What they never, ever point out is the other disciple them couldn't deny Jesus because they wasn't nowhere near Jesus.
At that point.
And the only Negro that was there was Peter.
Yeah, well, the prophecy came.
I want to end with this. Mm-hmm. If at any point Jesus did look over his shoulder and give Peter the nod, 100 more ears was getting cut off out there that day.
Yeah, but what is positive about Peter, if you follow this man very carefully, the promise that Jesus gave him, that he was going to give him the keys to the kingdom, Jesus did in fact do that, because on the day of Pentecost, who was the man who stood up with the 11 and said, listen, these men
are not drunk.
No, but this is whatever you see here.
It's what has been prophesied.
Right, yeah. And so with that, Peter began, and for the very first sermon on the day of Pentecost, after the resurrection of Christ, preached to the Jews.
See, if I was a Baptist preacher, I'd say we need more Peters in the pulpit. Because it had nothing to do with his name. It had something to do with his realization. But the church is built on a certain character. It is a character of men that are flawed but are contrite. Men that are tested. Men that are prepared to go the length for the cause of the gospel.
Oh, that was Peter.
And that's Peter.
Peter was the man.
And so when Jesus says to Peter, I know you will deny me, it was Jesus making sure that Peter knew that, when the last nail knocked my brother, I ain't guessing. You could deny me because that's the only thing left to do at that point. Yeah. And Peter's denying of Jesus wasn't out of fright. It was out of strategy. Because more than likely they would have just crucified him right next to Jesus if they had realized he was. Jesus had already been charged with treason and all this other stuff.
And Peter was concerned about that because he didn't want to be connected to it.
He didn't want to be connected, but because he couldn't save Jesus if he was incarcerated.
But Jesus, in all of his wisdom and understanding, knew that Peter was the man who's going to be the man he can call on.
Yes, to the very end.
Even after his resurrection, he said, listen, go tell my disciples
and Peter
to meet me. Yeah. Peter's the man.
Peter is the guy.
Yeah.
And so that is why Peter and Paul are my two favorite characters in the whole book of the Bible, because I just like the way God depicts fellas with flaws. Yeah?
This is interesting.
I like the way God depicts fellas with flaws.
Imperfection to perfection.
And it is these flawed men that the entire crux of the church and its episcopal journey is built upon.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I trust the Bible, because what the Bible does is it really shows you both sides of the man. It shows you his imperfections, and then it shows you his boldness, and then there are some things about him that are really, really innate to his character.
And it also teaches me one thing. This is why I don't let these bunch of collar-wearing fellas upset me. But for Jesus, none of us can be saved. Listen, as a matter of fact, I am of the view. This is the gospel according to Levi now. The reason Jesus picked Peter is because he knew Peter was one of the only fellas out of the 12 that at no time ever thought he could do it without Jesus.
Yeah, Peter was going to perform, man.
No, and he knew that Peter was ready to cut off 100 fellas' ears. You know how serious you got to be to pull that off?
Yeah.
And Peter, I want you to know that Peter tell the centurion, I only ain't cutting off 99 more of your ears because Jesus tell me don't cut it off.
Jesus tells him, man, put that back. Those
Yeah.
by the sword, We'll die by the sword.
Why? Because I come out here today.
Peter was willing to defend.
Peter wake up out his sleep to cut off hairs, you know. I wake up for hairs cutting off, man. You all think I come here to play?
Yeah, well,
He said Jesus was doing all that praying. I didn't have enough of that. I come here and I name Peter and don't play with me. Who else out there? And Jesus said, Peter, rest, come give me this. Give me this sword, rest at that. That is the kind of character which the church was built upon. It is that tenacity that is missing, the dynamism that is missing from the church. That's what's wrong with the church. Man, I feel my
we
church
have
is
imperfect
going
men. Make no mistake about that.
No, they too perfect now.
They
Everyone
can't be. No, they can't. They
more
can
saved
never
than
say that they
Jesus.
are perfect because the
I can
Bible
tell you
says
this.
they're not.
You go into these edifices, they are pristine. The whole clergy is pristine. These are men without flaw. Everybody is just flawless. And I don't know where they get these one bunch of feathery looking fellas from, because no one in the 12 looked like that to me. And we certainly ain't Peter, who we build the church on. So when I go to
the
these
church is not built on Peter, but the confession that he made
when I
that Jesus
go
Christ is the Son
and
of
the
God.
character of the man, upon the confession and the character.
Yeah.
And so when I go to these church with these bunch of fainting man all over the place, I know which church they
It's
looking
just
at.
emotionalism, all that.
Yeah, I
stuff.
know which church they looking at.
So it's just emotionalism.
I appreciate that scripture today. So that's what I see when I read that scripture, spiritual advisor. I've actually never heard such philosophical positions taken as the returning of the master and the feast, and that's actually the first time you've given me new thought to ponder. Every time I've ever read that passage of scripture, because John is actually the only person that has ever written it that way. You know that as well, right? Everybody else just accounts that the disciples went to the tomb. Not John. John say the disciples gone, and one disciple outrun Peter. And John, what was the relevance of that?
John was more excited.
Watch who you let.
When you're excited, you do some
Watch
things that are
who
different.
you let tell the story. That's you hear that, preacher? That's your sermon for Sunday. Watch who you let.
Don't forget now, John had a very special connection with Jesus. You know, John, if you look earlier in John chapter 20, you see it describes John as being that beloved disciple. So no doubt, because of his special relationship with Jesus, when he heard that Jesus was not at that tomb, he has resurrected. Man, listen, that gave him a lot of drive.
Me and you been on this road before. Which
course.
other disciple write about the book? Write about the wedding in Cana?
What does that mean, though?
Only one. I just trying to tell you, John was
John
always
the man.
John was
the
always up
man.
to something no one could explain. Or you know what I think John wanted them to know? When these fellas go on to the party was so good, the rest of them couldn't tell you up from down. You know who was coherent? Me, and that's why only me one could account for this wedding. The rest of these fellas, they was off their rockers, not John. Anyway, don't move. That's the jingle. Freedom March. I'll be right back after this break. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. I'm Levan Miller. Thank you so much for joining us and staying with us through the break. Bradley Rowell, the spiritual advisor, is still with me in the studio. Bradley, welcome back to Freedom March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
I don't know how they keep letting that jingle catch me like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's what it is.
So, I see there's a whole lot of things that's been happening, Bradley, but before we get to that, you got my word, producer? Let's look at the word verisimilitude. That is the word I want us to put up so that the people know that I know these words and I don't want them to think that I'm making them up. Do you have it? And the word verisimilitude speaks to something that has the appearance of being real or being true. And if you use it in a sentence, the verisimilitude of a thing can be tested through cross-referencing or checking a credible source for the origin of the information. Sometimes the verisimilitude of a thing can be tested simply by knowing its source. All right? And the other word that I want to bring into your seeing and hearing and consciousness is the word apocryphal, right? We have it? There it is. An apocryphal is a story or statement of doubtful authenticity, although widely circulated as being true. So what is an apocryphal? It is kind of like the rhetoric that you hear in barrooms. Largely, I've found in the Bahamian culture that whenever a Bahamian man, particularly somewhere around a watering hole, says these words, "I telling you," or these words, "Listen to me, man," or these words, "You ain't hear what I say, hey," largely what they are engaging in is apocryphal. And what it means is that as many times as they've told the story, as loudly as they have asserted their position, there is no real fact with which their story is based upon, and they circulate it widely, albeit they cannot verify any of their claims. Now, the reason I have showed you these two words is so that you know that I know the words, but also because I am fully aware that everybody in the Bahamas is aware that there is something circulating in social media. And I've gotten call after call after call after call about what are my thoughts about the thing that I see circulating in social media. I think I'm going to wait until I see a court docket. I think that the 200 and how old are they now? 50-year-old, 254-year-old United States of America must have white paper that they could type any sort of an indictment, any persons of interest, any persons of note. I don't assume that the United States of America just somehow transposes the names of people that they're looking for in a WhatsApp message. I do not believe in the slightest bit that the Americans do not have the phone number for the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, and if in fact they were trying to get some information or needed some information or wanted to ask him a question about some people that are very near to him, I don't suspect that they would send it via WhatsApp. I also don't suspect that, that the Americans wouldn't know how to spell the names of the people they're looking for. And so when I see little silly things like grammatical errors and, poor punctuation, and one of the people name you all even spelled with a small letter, I just expect more from the Americans. And so it is easy for me, in my view, to test the verisimilitude of this claim and to easily and comfortably dismiss it in my mind as nothing more than mischief and fodder and something that requires none of my brain capacity and something that I need to take no more looks at because I want to burn my eye out of the socket for having looked at it the first time. And until and unless, and I'm certainly not taking the words of somebody that in my view is trying to get some sort of a refugee status, this thing just doesn't deserve brain space. It's that simple for me. I don't need to be a PLP. I don't need to be a crony. I don't need to be on a payroll. Levan Miller, doesn't believe that the United States government just would operate this way, and as a consequence, I am not prepared to accept any of it. I think that it is political mischief. I think that some troll in a room with nothing to do that likes to beg man for lunch money and wait outside hot buildings with nothing to do all day and be paid to create mischief must have created this thing because they can't even spell. And I just assume that the Americans can spell. All right? Even if it's only in American English. And so that's where I am on it. I'm aware. I've seen it. I've read it. I've only read it for the purpose of being aware because it is my job to be aware. But man, y'all, please, we have a whole country to run. And, you know, if we ain't gonna run in this country, at least we could be excited for other people running theirs. How does that sound? But if all we want to do is create stories that really and truly you cannot connect the dots on it, I mean, we might as well just write, you know, the next season of The Young and the Restless or something. Because I don't like wasting my mental energy. Hey? Spiritual?
Yeah,
have you seen it?
I agree. And, you know, one of the things that I always remember, because coming from the same quarters, was a very disturbing story when our good friend and comrade, Rodney Monk, had passed away. Mm-hmm. And coming from this same quarters, on this particular Facebook page, was this story that this person was following a lead that the spiritual advisor may have been responsible for poisoning Rodney Munker. Mm-hmm. So what that did for me was that it said to me, it's amazing how extreme people would be, either to get attention or to get hits on numbers on social media. Mm. And so for me, I say whatever is said from here on in, this I will dismiss. I will not pay attention to anything coming from this quarters. Mm-hmm. Because why would you go to that length knowing, I don't know if he knows, but the entire Bahamas knew the kind of relationship I share with Rodney. Very, very, a fatherly relationship, a man whom I love daily, that I actually cried for on numerous occasions when he died. Why would you go on your page and say that you're following leads that the spiritual advisor was responsible for poisoning him? Now you see what that does? Now you got this story running all over social media. Now who's going to pay attention to that?
I don't know, but it certainly doesn't deserve a single molecule of my brain's
Don't
effort.
be like the boy who cried wolf, because maybe the wolf may come one of these days, but
I don't know.
People not going to pay attention to you.
Yeah, it certainly, and you would at least have to spell the people's name right and punctuate it correctly. Other than that, my brain can't even see it. But I see it has gotten the attention of the communication arm of the government. And the government has issued a statement.
They
so
have?
Yeah, they have. Let's.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I don't know where the government getting all this free time from, but let's see what the government issued as a statement. There is a statement from the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas that reads, a public notice, false information alert. The government of the Bahamas is aware of messages going around on WhatsApp, social media, and some websites claiming that cabinet ministers and senior officials are a part of a U.S. indictment. This is completely false. We want the public to know that these claims are made up and have no basis in fact. If you see or receive a message like this, do not share it. Instead, check with the trusted and official sources first. When there is an increase in political activity, made-up stories and fake news tend to spread faster. That's why, and I would hope that the government would say that is why and not that's why, but whoever wrote this, no problem. That's why the government now has a rapid response unit to quickly check what's true and to set the record straight. The safest way to know the truth is to get your news directly from official government statements, and reputable news outlets. And that is dated August 13th, 2025. So, there you have it. Now you all know Freedom March's position. I really couldn't give a flying frisbee about the WhatsApp message, quite honestly. Call me when y'all get to the handcuff portion. Outside of that, I don't really have anything to say. And so I just want to make sure that I put these two words back in your hearing, because the goal here is to inform, to educate, and sometimes to entertain. Whenever you see a thing, you must test the verisimilitude in order to know whether or not the thing you see is in fact not fiction. Because a lot of it can be fictitious, and some of it, I don't even know. It's just incredulous if you ask me. But the second word is apocryphal. No matter how many times you hear it, no matter how many people say it, no matter how loud they say it when they say it, no matter how they say things like "listen to me," which is usually a very good precursor to let you know that every other word after this is probably going to not be based in fact. It is a lie. And until somebody can bring some information to the contrary, I want these two words to stick in your minds, eh? Fantastic.
Yeah. And also bear in mind, and it's interesting that this word is here, that in Christianity, they have a set of books that they have been put together in what is known as the Apocrypha. And so what that essentially means, it's interesting that you brought that up, is that these biblical or related writings that are not included in the accepted canon of Scripture may be uncertain, disputed, maybe the origin may be disputed, be viewed as having doubtful authorship or authenticity. So when you read the Apocrypha, there are maybe, 6 or 8 books maybe, you have to bear that in mind. The authorship, the authenticity, and some other stuff that is involved with the books themselves.
Yep.
This is a very interesting word. They call those books the Apocrypha.
Well, there you have it. Well, now you need to check them.
Wow.
Well,
Interesting.
So, outside of that, I appear to be a political junkie, and I am becoming very excited about the climate of politics that is not just heating up here at home, but that is also heating up in Jamaica. And I spend loads and loads and loads and loads of my time soaking in the good old Jamaican politics. And so maybe there are some Jamaicans that are listening to us. You could be in Jamaica or here in Nassau. And you may be as excited as I am. I'm hedging my bets with the JLP. What about you?
It looks
You're not following?
it looks like Andrew
Holness.
Yeah, seems as
Leader
if
of the JLP.
Yeah, he seems as if he's
The
going to...
PNP
More likely
just
he's going to be
The
re-elected.
PNP just has a bad candidate. And they have a candidate that's actually worse than Michael Pintard. He can't seem to put one foot in front of the other, if you ask me. And I think that's not going to be bold.
Is that a fair assessment of him, though?
I do think it's a fair assessment of him. Would you like to see
that is
any of the
subjective.
trail of just mishap after mishap after mishap and
okay.
public blunders? He went into St. Elizabeth the other day and called them the wrong name and all. How do you not know where you're campaigning?
Okay. What did he call them?
I can't remember, but I think it's something he called them. I have to find the clip. And the people then was standing there telling him, no, St. Elizabeth. And he can't seem to fly this kite straight. And of course now there is a clipping that's been played on a rally stage by the prominent attorney, K.D. Knight, you know him?
Yes.
K.D. Knight, who in some private meeting or in some meeting of some sort suggested that the man that now leads the PNP should never be allowed to be prime minister, right? And so I want to play that clip because I do remember the era of the Lincoln Bain and the leaked telephone conversation, right? And here's what I want all politically minded people to know. We live in a world where while some things are not unlawful or illegal, some of them are unethical. But if politics is in fact a competition, the question becomes in my mind, how much of it is in fact unethical? And why should you expect any political contender of yours to keep your conversations private? And also when we go to these meetings, because I can tell you, I've sat in meetings with people who appeared to be on the same team. And I wake up the next morning, and when I look at the news, the same fellas I see sitting in the room together trying to broker a deal, I see them in the newspaper the next day trying to kill one another. I've also had situations where a member of parliament that's sitting in the parliament right now called me on the phone for an hour and 18 minutes in 2021, in 2017, sorry. For 1 hour and 18 minutes, talked to me on the phone about how the then leader of the opposition was a man with no vision and had nothing for the youth of the country and didn't want to include youth, and they definitely wasn't going to support him, and they had recommended that I not support him because him and his whole visionless bunch of supporters had nothing to offer the country, and that they had nominated one bunch of 60-year-old men. Of course, they were talking about Marvin Dames and Dwayne Sands and all that. This is the conversation they had with me for an hour and 18 minutes, I turned on the TV the next day, and the person was on the TV telling the news how happy they are to have been nominated as the standard bearer.
That's interesting.
The very next day. And so all I'm saying is, right, if politics is in fact a gladiator sport, and sometimes we have meetings, and sometimes the meetings are private, but not very private, then how much of your utterances should you expect to not ever find the public domain? And so I recommend to my friends in politics with political interests or who are political enthusiasts, only say the things that you are prepared to say again in public.
Steve.
And if you're not prepared to say it again in public, at least be prepared to hear it again in public. Because not everybody is me, and some of them would have been calling your name because I could call your name. But see, I ain't that kind of person. And all conversations that you have with me are private. And it don't matter how much you piss me off, our conversations are private.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
But not everybody is living. And so, apparently the words of KD Knight that was said in some sort of a meeting of some sort found its way onto the JLP rally stage, and here is what was said.
Me say you can't trust them to run Jamaica. And them say so.
Idiot. You have to face reality.
Listen.
You have to face reality. That Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. These realities must be faced. These are realities. These are realities. Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica.
I want you to take a guess as to who says so. I know me says so. A KD Knight says so. Them say if Frisch go river bottom and tell you say no go down there, don't go down the labor rights. I'm coming down now.
Yeah, and so I actually just learned some new Jamaican phrase, spiritual advisor. If fish go down a river bottom and tell you say shark did there, believe the fish. No need to go there, right? I learned that. Apparently, that's a big thing to say on a rally stage, by the way. And so I've been following Jamaican politics. I am. And it's interesting because KD Knight, he's a big-time, biggity-bad lawyer. You know him from a few of our prominent cases around here, right? And so they issued this thing with him saying that he's going to take legal action because he categorically denies, but put up the graphic, he categorically denies that he say that. But boy, if that ain't KD Knight, that must be KD Knight brother, because that fella really sound like KD Knight to me.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he like Michael Johnson, but you have to care to tape to Scotland Yard so they can investigate.
Voice identification.
The voice identification. I don't know. It sounds like KD Knight to me. What's the graphic? So KD Knight has threatened to sue. This is like one big soap opera unfolding now in Jamaica, right? And of course, the person who has put on the rally stage the voice of KD Knight for people to listen to is saying, KD Knight don't scare me bad. If he wants to sue me, then tell him to sue me, because I ain't retracting it, and he knows it's him who said it. He said it, and I ain't taking it back. And so after KD Knight, or it had been reported by the Jamaican Gleaner, put up the graphic, that KD Knight is threatening now to sue and saying that he categorically denies having said that. The new position I'm hearing from around social media is Well, he said it not in the context that it is being used. Does that make sense? At the time, the party had a different leader. The PNP was poised to go into an election, and Mark Golden had a bunch of money, and he was saying that basically you can't just let a fella be prime minister because he got money. He need a little more than that, and blah, 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 as the record will go on. So Katie Knight threatens to sue. I tell you, just like the Young and the Restless, right? And here's the response to Katie Knight's threat to sue.
Threats of legal action. I'm not intimidated by those positions. I've made a comment based on the evidence that is available in the public domain. The facts are that KD Knight has attempted to discredit, based on his conviction and how it was expressed, the leader of the PNP, Mark Golding. He did so in a particular context. Yes, I agree, but the facts remain. He can now not try to disassociate himself from those comments that he have made, including comments about fundraising and the unethical approach to fundraising by the Golding team when they were involved in a campaign. So I stand by that position. I've always known KD Knight to be a man who expresses himself and has no fear or favor in expressing himself. I am disappointed that this occasion he's attempting to change what he has said on record. And it leads me to believe that he's not at this point operating as a man with a conviction or with principle. That is quite unfortunate. And I will stand by my position, hold my position, because it is a matter of fact. And it does lead to questions about Mark Golding's integrity, about his judgment, and about his capacity to provide leadership, not just for his party, as KD Knight was referring, but also, frankly speaking, for the country.
So, as the soap opera unfolds, I tell you, the PNP have a worse candidate than Michael Bindad. I don't know how they was able to pull that off. Mark Golden is the leader of the PNP, and for what it's worth, unless he has a heart attack, he will be taking them into the next general election. He will be doing it against the JLP, but he continues to have just off-stage blunders, on-stage blunders. And so here is how Andrew Holness has been capitalizing on the blunders of Mark Golden as he pushes through with the political machinery throughout the provinces of Jamaica, rallying up the base of the JLP.
We don't believe in chaka chaka, and we never, ever, ever, ever. When I put my hand out to you to shake it, you don't have to think twice. You can take my hand. You know that we are clean-hearted and clean hands. We don't believe in chaka chaka. We come to you with clean hands. We come to you with a clean heart, and we bring clean words to you.
So, I tell you, this Mark Golden, he just can't win one. So, Mark Golden was apparently on the campaign trail the other day, scratching his backside, and someone got a video of it, and so now the whole talk is people don't want to shake his hand because he likes to touch his hip.
Oh, man.
And you know, it's one of those things, spiritual advisor. And so then he went into a town hall meeting with some PNP supporters, and they had a mic malfunction, right? And apparently it's a bad word in Jamaican. I don't know, it's not a bad word here. But he says blood clot, and the people going crazy.
It is.
And now he's upset the old people, right? So now old Jamaican people don't want anything to do with him. It's just so tragic to watch. Yeah, and so the point I'm making, before crazy people say, what does this have to do with the Bahamas? All the problems we have, you around here talking about Jamaica? As if the Bahamas exists in a silo, and as if it doesn't matter who Caribbean countries elect, because all of these things work in tandem. But the point I'm making is, as our own electoral processes heat up, as our own election date draws nigh, political participants and even the enthusiasts, the generals, and everybody have to be at a heightened level of security, at a heightened level of suspicion, suspect everyone, even me. So this is perfect. So you all don't need to call me because you all suspect everybody recording your all phone calls, which is great because I don't really want to talk to some of you all anyhow. But for the people that are not me in particular, you gotta guard yourself against these people because everything is recorded. Everyone is listening. Everyone is watching. Everyone is making sure that they take a picture. There is no reset button. There is no way to get around it. And in this new world of internet and digital everything is instant now, and the internet forgets nothing. And so this is the hardest time in your life to be a politician. So unless you intend to live under a rock, you've got to be very measured in your interactions. This is Freedom March. Don't move. We'll be back. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Leland Miller. You're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224, channel 112, and of course, ILTV Studio. Let's put wherever you're listening. Thank you so much for listening to us here on Freedom March. Bradley?
Hey, Bahamas, ready to turn your event into a party. Royal Inflatables have you covered. For brand new bouncers to water slides, combo castles, fun is generated for all ages. The equipment is clean and inspected daily, safe, spotless, and ready to go. Enjoy free setup and take down, on-time delivery, and 100% hassle-free service. Perfect for birthdays, school events, or any celebration. So call or WhatsApp now at 242-468-7268 to book. Let the bounce party begin. The Work Center, located Rosetta Street across from Robert's Furniture, is your one-stop shop for back-to-school Dickies, Timberlands, and many, many more. So come on down and let their friendly staff assist you with getting ready for back to school. Thank you, producer.
Thank you very much, Bradley. And so, again, like I said, on the break, in this new world, I like to refer to it as the political spotter. Because this is the space where every man, whether he be king or slave or servant of the king, is going to be held accountable for the utterances of his lip. And it is going to be instant, it is going to be eternal, and depending on that utterance, it may be unforgivable. And so, like you saw with Mark Golding, who is the leader of the PNP and leader of the opposition and is vying to become Jamaica's next prime minister, in the middle of a speech, I think some 7 minutes in, his mic goes dead. The mic is dead for about a minute and a half. I think it's just boom and high frequency or low frequency noises, right? And as soon as the man let off one curse word, guess what happens?
You turn on.
Ta-da! The mic
Just
cut
tells
on.
you you shouldn't be cursing, that's all.
But politicians have been down this road before, because who could forget? 2017, Bahama is collapsing. The Christie administration is beginning to take on water. Christie has already missed the window of popularity. You remember there was the convention of that year that had Christie called the election. After the convention, he would be prime minister. But shortly after, Sarkis's Marillion blindsides him with the Chapter 11, right? When Christie had done all that work in trying to broker a deal to get Sarkis back up and running and in business, he gets sidelined with the Chapter 11. Of course, there are minions and trolls of the opposition that are getting underneath the collar of Mr. Christie. The one thing I've been trying to admonish the Prime Minister, this Prime Minister from afar, not to let happen to him. Do not let them get under your collar. If they heat you up, you know, I tell them everybody in politics should watch 300 because there are so many political lessons to learn from that movie. The God King can bleed, but only if he loses his temper. And so, Prime Minister, you already sit on top of the Persian army. There's no need to be frustrated. Your army is mighty and it drinks rivers dry. Do not worry about these little Spartans. There are not enough of them to defeat you. But Christie allows the minions and trolls from the opposition to get him hot and bothered and hot under the collar. And in a millisecond of mental relapse,
The birdie fly.
here's what happens to Mr. Perry Gladstone Christie, a consummate politician and somebody of 42 years. And that single clip caused Perry Christie with the older voting bloc in the Bahamas. And the same is what's happening now to Mark Golden. And guess what? From now until eternity, after 42 years of public life, no matter how hard he tries, at some point, every 5, every 3, every 7, every 2 years, this video will resurface. As a matter of fact, when you go to Google the name Perry Christie, one of the first pictures that comes up is the picture of Christie and the finger. After 42
Yeah,
years.
it's sad. I mean,
And so I'm just trying to make sure that we understand the space we exist in. Don't trust these Negroes. They are all recording, everybody watching, everybody taking picture, everybody snapping. Everybody just making sure that they cover their 6. So if you're in politics, you gotta cover your 6, eh?
And
We got birthdays?
Yeah, we got some
Let's go to
birthdays,
the
some
birthdays.
shout outs to do today. August the 13th, LaDonna Harris. Birthday greetings go out to LaDonna Harris. Coming from your husband, Superintendent Harris. Your children, Giovanni, God, Gabriel, and Gerard, and especially your mom, Sally. Also from your staff at Blue Hill Road Clinic. I love you and enjoy your day. Thank you so much for your special service to healthcare. So, happy birthday to LaDonna Harris. So, Jane Bubbles. Janie Bubbles Minus is celebrating her 59th birthday. Happy birthday to Janie. She's one woman them and listens to the show daily, and we appreciate you. Thanks so much. Greetings, of course, coming from all of your children and those who love you dearly. So, happy birthday. Going out to Janie Minus. I think she did send some names. We'll get back to that. Vince Sweeting, one of the deacons from the Happy Park Church of Christ, energetic song leader. Happy birthday to Vince. They love you. Have a great day coming from your wife, and your family, and all of the membership, and of course leadership of the Happy Park Church of Christ. Happy birthday to Brother Vince Sweeting. Anea Roma, happy birthday to Anea Paula Roma. Special greetings from your mom, Paula Roma in Cat Island. Happy birthday, Anea Roma. Blair Burton, happy birthday to Blair Posey Burton from Dr. Burton, Father Burton, and family. Enjoy your birthday. Florence Sawyer. Florence Sawyer, what a blessed it is. Give thanks unto the Lord. My older sister is having her 72nd birthday today. Love is coming from her loving husband, Elmore Sawyer, sons, Tempe, Chuck, Arico, daughters Tara and Amanda, her grandkids, sisters Angelina, Early, Neighbor, and Gail, brothers Raymond and Haston. Your niece and nephews, happy birthday, Florence Sawyer. Enjoy your day. Linda Barr, happy birthday to Linda Barr, the world best mother from Lorraine. Roberts, Shandy Liz, and the family, they all love you. Happy birthday, Linda Barr. Anniversary, Joseph and Ethel Roll. Wedding anniversary to Joseph and Evangelist Ethel Roll. 33 years of marriage. God bless you. May you continue to stay married until death do you part. Happy 33rd birthday to Joseph and Ethel Roll.
Anniversary.
Looks like that's
33rd
it.
anniversary.
This time around from the Cooling Waters?
That look like him.
Okay, well, let me don't talk too much then, because he may have called in.
Don't you just love his singing? It's fantastic.
Indeed.
I just want to sing as I think about it. So, what else do we want to talk about, Spiritual Advisor? What time is it? Do we want to open the phone lines?
Yeah,
let's
we can
not open the phone lines yet. Let's finish talk. I don't know who to complain to about this, right? But somebody.
Oh. Sorry. Go ahead. I'll keep my thought. Just
You
go
sure?
ahead. Well, listen. We want to send a complaint to the Public Parks and Beaches Authority. Is that the correct way
I
to
think
say
that's
that?
their name, yeah.
Public. What do you call it? Producer, we have a little fly of the beaches and parks. I don't know what do you call it, but
You
it's.
could just call it Mikhail Barnaby then.
We want to send a public message to Mikhail Barnaby, his secretary, his accountant, and the one who's in charge of the finance at the Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority. They're complaining that this month will make 2 months that they haven't been paid. And, you know, they say school is getting ready to open.
Literally just said he was going to pay them. Literally just said that just today.
Really?
That's what he said just today.
Okay. But I have 6 messages coming through my phone, and they want us to let the authority know and to be aware that they're actually waiting on their monies.
Wow.
And they need it urgently to get some things sorted. So
Yeah.
if you listen to us, Mikhail, and the financial secretary, whoever it is, in Beaches and Parks, they're complaining.
They need
This month will make 2 months that they haven't gotten any checks.
All right, please pay the people because
They need their money.
I hope that at some point when you all pay them, you know, maybe they might, I don't know what they would do, but who knows? Just pay them, all right? So
Indeed.
anyway, outside of that, what else is happening? I want to complain about the cost of food around here. And I think the Prime Minister has got to create a special task force for this. And I want to tell you why. It is becoming impossible to eat in Nassau. Have you found that to be the case?
It all depends on what you want to eat. There's some cheap stuff.
Everything cannot cost $20 and $25.
But if you eat sardine and grits,
If you get sardine and grits, your bill is probably going to be $15.
or if you get maybe tuna and grits,
But
that
my
could
point
work.
is how I get it. We came through COVID. The price of food spiked in COVID because food was difficult to get. Everyone was home eating, and so the price of food. But I am telling you, there is no. Do you realize that if you decide to offer anybody lunch, you have just volunteered for a $50 bill?
More than that, maybe.
This is my point.
Yeah.
And that cannot be the case if the duty on all these foods keep going down, right? If the VAT on the foods keep going down, then why does food cost what it costs? And I want this to become a project of the office of the put me in charge of this. I'll take this job. Someone have to go around this country into various places. How is it cheaper for me to eat in Cat Island than it is for me to eat here in Nassau?
Was it cheaper than Cat Island?
Sometimes, depending on where we ate.
Depends on
Depending on where we ate.
Because I mean, a stew.
When we went by
$30.
When we went by Tingham, then the food wasn't very pricey at all. When we went further north, it was a little pricier. Yes?
I paid $30 for some stewed grouper.
And it's depending on where we ate it.
Okay.
But when we went by Tingham, those particularly, I remember the prices there being pretty reasonable, right?
Yes.
Right.
At one point, it was pretty reasonable.
Pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
When you go north, though, the food north a little expensive.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying though is, you're talking about Kid Island where they have to import every single thing they get. How is it that these people on this island could still sell me food cheaper than for here in the nucleus? If you take one person with you to lunch, your lunch bill is $60.
Yeah, at least. It's between 60 and 70.
And this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
God help you if you decide that you want to eat a fish out of the ocean God give you as a Bahamian.
But don't forget now, you have VAT, you have the gratuity.
Spiritual advisor,
All
and
these things
sometimes I
added.
order the takeout is $20. You have to explain this to me. You selling rice, meat, and side. The cost of food is unbelievable. And I also want us to deal with the cost of local beer. When I went to school in Missouri.
Cost of what?
Local beer.
Oh, yeah, I just say local.
When I went to school in Missouri, anywhere in the state of Missouri, you could purchase any one of the Anheuser-Busch products for, I think it was $1.25.
Yeah, if the product was made locally, they're supposed to be cheaper.
Could you tell me why a collect costs $7 in Nassau? Could you tell me why it costs $9 depending on where you're going and $11 depending on where else you go?
Yeah, I didn't know it was that expensive.
This is becoming unbelievable. This is incredible. This is unconscionable. That's the word. That's the word right there. It is. You can find a word for me, producer. Put that up. It is unconscionable.
Inflation?
My foot. They can inflate my foot. It ain't no way on God's earth. If you look at the BISEX and you look at what these people are turning over in profits, you can't tell me it's inflation.
Where is Collect manufactured?
Clifton Bear.
Yeah, so
What
it's right
in
here.
God's name happening between Clifton Pear and JFK that costs a bottle of beer that costs $7?
Yeah. And then distribution to the other.
These things are just unjustifiable at this point. And again, I say, if it makes no sense for the government. The government might say just put 100% tax on everything because the government is cutting its revenue, right? And these people that own these shops and stores are not passing that savings on. Then the government is actually. They are not becoming the beneficiaries, and neither are the people of the Bahamas. That's the word right there. Unconscionable.
It's not right or reasonable. So you can't get 3 Collect for $7?
3 Collect for $7. Well, you can't even get it from the brewery for that price. And this is unbelievable. This is unfathomable. It is no way the cost of consumption of food, my friend, these ain't chicken who we ain't know when they gonna lay the egg, or who we have to keep from having stress. Other than that, they might stop laying egg. I get it. Eggs cost a lot of money because chickens are temperamental. Explain to me though, Why does a plate with rice, meat, and 2 sides on it cost $22?
Yeah, food is expensive.
It's horrible. And I'm telling you this now, Prime Minister, listen to me, man. See, don't let these people busy you with nothingness. Start yourself on task force. You let them ride around to all of these restaurants. And at some point, we may have to just put a cap on it. Right? We may have to just put on a cap on everybody. Because it's no way you trying to sell me a bear at hotel price and I can't find one beach nowhere around your building. A beach ain't within 2 miles of your building, but you got bear on a beach price. And we have to do something about this because people need to consume. I mean, God help me if I carry soft hands out. If I carry soft hands behind me, the bill is 100.
Yeah, maybe even more than that. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
This is, we've got to fix this. So the price of food is becoming unbearable. And I think that a lot of these people realize in COVID that people will pay to eat. And there is no way that y'all are gonna go to a Christless hell, that's what's gonna happen to y'all. It's no way that the people that own these businesses, these restaurants, these fast food eateries are trying to become millionaires.
Producer, do me a favor. I want to solidify this young man's argument. I want you to cut off the top portion of that bill I sent you. I want to show you how crazy it is.
You can't eat around this place.
I'm going to show you. I took a young lady out for casual dinner one day. And do you believe that the bill came to $435?
What you eat? What you eat?
But it was cut the
These
location.
Things are becoming unbelievable.
Cut off that ticket thing too, and just show.
Do you know how many items of grocery in the food store are
It's expensive.
duty free? Do you know how many of them have had VAT reduced on them? Then why?
Look at this.
This
Right?
your bill?
My bill came to
A liter of water, $9 for water that they pump out of the ground.
and
And
it's
what you hear
blue.
me?
This blue water.
That water, I don't care if it was turquoise water. That
Right.
water come out the ground. They pump that water out the ground and they filter it. Because the water,
Right.
they ain't catch it out the sky. So well water, which is where it started, costs you $9 a liter for water that they manufacture in the Bahamas?
Now I gotta admit, and what I don't understand about you,
Oh, boy.
some of you young ladies,
There's plenty.
if somebody carry you to dinner, stop ordering the most expensive thing on
No,
the menu.
I want to talk
Why do
about
you
all
do
these
that?
unsafe drink. There's plenty vodka martini. Put that back up. Let me
But
look
yeah,
at this.
well, there's no sin in drinking as long as I don't get drunk. But look at this though.
This almost enough to get you
One
drunk.
bone-in ribeye cowboy steak costs $115. What on God's green earth is
This is a
that?
fancy little meal. Pan said, Duck, you speak it. I have to check what they paying you.
Right, look at this king crab, half pound of king crab legs.
And then
Right?
what is worse is how you
89.
sell me every item on the plate separately. The rice separate,
Look
the
at-
meat separate, the
at
side separate.
Look at the cake. One piece of cake is $20. You could buy a whole cake.
Yeah, we have to do something about that.
For
Mr.
20
Prime Minister, because if you keep the price
That's
down,
crazy.
you increase consumership. And if you increase consumership, the people will still make the money. But you are pricing these things out of the reach of the average person. And I don't know who should be eating this food. And I think it's unbelievable. So I wanted to case y'all out about that. All y'all fast food restaurants, I wish y'all meet get freezer burn this week. That's what I want for y'all.
Yeah, we have to do something with the price
Yeah.
of food. We're pricing ourselves.
I hear they
out
say
of the market.
BEC ain't having no load shedding. Perfect. I want BEC to work so good. I want y'all freezer to make ice. I want the ice to be so thick that y'all can't get meat out the freezer for 2 days. That's what I want for y'all because y'all are unsafe. Y'all are unsafe. And I hope y'all go on and put some real juice in these food stores in Bay in Town because I ain't hear from Wade Watson yet. Wade Watson, they killing the people who supposed to vote for you, beloved. You ain't gonna have nobody to vote for you in Bay in Town because everybody could be dead if they keep drinking that juice which y'all got in them fridge in Bay in Town. And I ain't hear you check on that yet. So please, not for my sake, for Christ's sake, not in my name, but in Jesus' name, go to them 3 big shop in Bay in Town where I been and tell them people, the people of Bain and Grantstown deserve 100% juice. They deserve it. And don't tell me nothing but it costs $9. Figure it out. Put it on the duty free. Let's do something to it. Take it off the VAT list. I don't care what you do. You can't keep giving people 2% juice and assume they ain't gonna die. They will surely die. That is what will happen to them. And so I care about the people of Bain Grandstown, and if y'all member of parliament don't care about y'all come see me, because I care. All right? And we can fix that. Because there's the whole fridge ain't got no juice in it. What you mean the thing is 2% juice? Which part of the container?
All you have to do is just try to see if you can squeeze the 2% out.
Which part? I need to know where the 2% is. Is it to the top or to the bottom?
Discard the rest.
Oh boy. Anyway, open up the phone lines for y'all. Raise up my pressure in the studio today.
323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775.
Prime Minister, point the camera at me. I won't brave no I serious for this. Dear Prime Minister, hear me. I am one of His Majesty's Justices of the Peace. I'm an FNA, but I am a Bahamian, sir. And I humbly petition you to do all in your power to ensure that the Negroes are realizing the efforts of your administration. And we cannot realize the efforts of your administration, sir, if every person in small business has already decided that they would prefer to kill me in the name of trying to make business work rather than to give me food that is reasonably enough price that I could afford it. And I'd like to care soft hands as well. Because, she mightn't like coming outside, but every now and again I want to take her outside. And when I take her outside, she can eat to eat, Chief. And if she needs to eat, boss, I can't afford this price. Look out for me. These are the Negroes. See, Bradley them could afford $400 steak. I can't afford it, Chief. And I want you to do something for Levi. All right? Mr. Davis, I think you're doing a wonderful job, as a matter of fact. And if you send Bacchus back in South Beach, I tell you, I voted for Bacchus. So, see what you could do for me. Because as an FNA, I'm prepared to vote for Bacchus in South Beach. And I believe that is a good enough reason for you to see if you could put together a task force, to look into the price of food in these little restaurants around this place. We need to put a cap on what local beer costs, because I can't understand why this beer costs $9 and ain't no beach close to it. I checked with the binoculars, I can't find a beach, but the beer is $9, and it ain't no way this one piece of pork chop, the chop is the pork behind. Pork behind can't cost us.
Well, it's the leg part of it. Make sure you cut it. Make sure you cut it properly.
Get the people the number. Mr. Davis, please.
Straight
Not for my sake, for Christ's sake. Not in my name, but in Jesus' name. See if you can fix this for us, all right? Thank you, sir.
323-7775 is the number to call. Don't let the bill.
Man, listen here. It's the voice time caller.
Hey, God.
Yes.
Whatever you're talking about, I agree with you totally. These food stores can order.
The foods that these restaurants order.
Order bad.
Yeah, no, man, and I oppose it. And I oppose it.
And listen here, I watch you every blessed day.
Well, we appreciate you.
Every blessed day, I love you.
Yeah, listen.
I brought you this scripture. Listen here. Miller, you got me.
Thank you. And I love you too. I love you
The
too.
government really need to work on these food stores. These prices, I surrender, and I can't make it.
Yeah.
I cannot make it. And these bunch of Chinese all around the place, these people trying to price. You go to space buy something for $1, you go next week. You find it for $5, the same one item.
We gotta fix that.
And then get supervisor, it's supposed to be a chain. I call the supervisor because I mean.
All that chain is a chain around your neck, caller. That's what they is. Anyway, you got a jingle. That means I get into the break. Y'all don't move. Bradley Roll is here with me. We're on 103.5 to Beat FM. Freedom March. We'll be right back after this. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Leland Miller. You're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224, that's cable, channel 112. That's on Flow, and of course on ILTV Studios. That's on Facebook, but wherever you're listening, thank you so much for choosing to listen. I'm not saying that for you if you're already listening to me. You know exactly what our call sign is. I'm saying that so that you can call your friend and tell your friend to turn off whatever other vapid nonsense they're listening to and to come over here, over on Freedom March, where the goal often is to inform, to educate, and sometimes be entertained. And yeah, we want to tell you thank you for doing that for us. We've got calls on the line. Let's go straight to the phone line. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello, Tanya.
Let's go to Tanya. Hello, Tanya.
Good afternoon, Mr. Miller, and good afternoon, spiritual advisor. It's your girl Tanya coming to you live from Shop Smart Department Store. Your miracle right here at number 122 Mackey Street, where we say we're here for you for whatever season of your life and for everyday living. And we are in the season of back to school. Yes, all of the smart shoppers are coming into Shop Smart to take advantage of not only our 20% off everything back to school, but they are in here taking advantage of our back to school sweepstake. If you are a smart shopper, all you need to do is come on into Shop Smart and spend a minimum of $25 on back to school items, and you'll be eligible for one of our sweepstake drawings. We do drawings every Saturday in the month of August. We have 4 fabulous prizes. The first prize, second prize, third prize, fourth prize, all valued at $500 each. You can get yourself a $500 BPL voucher. You can win $500 grocery at your food store. You can win $500 gas in your car. Or you can win a $500 shopping spree in Shop Smart. A minimum purchase of only $25 of anything back to school at Shop Smart. Shop Smart, we've also got all of the spray ground backpacks that you need. Come on in, we've got you covered. And with the purchase of a spray ground backpack, you can get yourself 10 free books and 10 free folders. Come on in. Shop Smart is located right here at number 122 Mackey Street, and we're open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. for your shopping convenience. Or you can visit us on our website at shopsmart242.com.
Tanya, and do not forget to shop early, shop often, and to shop smart.
Indeed.
All right, let's go back to the phone line. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Miller.
Hey.
How are you doing, sir?
Good.
Mr. Run.
Yes, sir. Good
Yeah,
afternoon.
I get something for you to pass on to your superiors in the afternoon, right? Me and the podcast be on the ground in Southern Shores, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the people in Southern Shores are telling us, the talk is, they stick them in the brave. But now, they say you have Danny Penn Mackey walking around, Dwayne Sands walking around, Miriam walking around, and they said they don't want the FNM to be harassing them.
Okay.
And why is the FNM going in these communities with over 100 people harassing people? Why is that?
Well, the chairman is allowed to walk wherever. He's the national chairman.
No. I'm trying to say, Dwayne Sands told the people in Lizzie he's not coming back because the people in Lizzie told him, don't come up here.
Now I can't. Now you hold on. See, now what's the word I just teach you? Apocryphal, right? I can't let you just say that unless you're able to verify this claim. Where did you get this? Hold on. Where did you get this? I asking the questions. Where did you get that information from?
Mr. Miller, you know one thing from last 11, we used to talk all the time. When I said come true, one thing I don't do is lie to people. Listen me carefully. I on the ground, on the podcast on the ground. The people in Lizzie telling us, and you told Dwayne Sands, don't come around here because Dwayne Sands was a senior cabinet minister. That was done in Lizzie. Joe Kobe-Davis has paved road in every community, back to back. She's helping people and doing things, and most importantly, how brave is a boy. And guess what, Mr. Miller? And this Mr. Rowan, the last thing people are saying, the reason why we stick him with brave, if Michael Pentard willing to do, he would minister, the man who make him. If he do minister that, imagine what you do damage with us.
I actually just trying to figure out why Michael Pentard was in the bush. That's the part like why was he in the bush?
I'll tell you face to face. But now, Michael Pentard have anger problem, you know. And the man, people are saying this man is too angry and too spiteful.
Wow.
But talk us the road, we stick him with the brave, okay? We stick him with the brave.
Well,
right.
you claim that you and Leslie Miller were in Southern Shores.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are Southern Shores.
Which part of Southern Shores?
All over. In case you don't know.
It's amazing, eh?
Bradley live in Southern Shores. All I mean by Bradley.
Wait, hold on, Dave, let me ask you a question. You realize they live in Southern Shores, right?
Yeah, but your Southern Shores is very big.
Dave, which part of Southern Shores I live?
I don't know where you live, Mr. Wood.
Right, so you haven't been to my area. Don't say you've been all over.
Hold on.
You haven't been to my area.
That one area. Sticking with there for them.
Mr. Wood.
Yeah.
In case you notice too.
Dave, I was always suspicious of you, you know.
Really? I was suspicious of you long time.
I wonder if you saved.
Oh, I know, Mr. Roll. Mr. Roll, you wouldn't have one, okay? But I'm a save man, okay?
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm a save man, Mr. Roll.
So you say Southern Shores City ain't going nowhere, but who your candidate is?
Oh boy.
Ask him, Mr. Roll.
We gotta go, Dave. Go ahead.
All right, in case you don't know, Southern Shores once a part of Blue and Let's even know. Remember?
Okay.
And let's make a walk door to door. People say, we stick with brave. Pit us too unstable. All right?
All right, okay.
Take it. Thank you.
All right, Dave.
323-777-75-698-0775. I've been reliably informed that Dr. Sands hasn't been sent into Southern Shores to canvass. I've gotten that from a good source. So I don't know. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Dave seemed to be more concerned about the F&M business than he is with the PLP. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Hey.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to Mr. Leon Miller and Mr.
Bradley Road.
This sound like Joseph. This Joseph?
Yes, this is
That's
your
what it sound
boy.
like. That's what it sound like to me.
This
Sound
is
like
your boy.
Joseph. Sound like Joseph.
Lead me and guide me
Along the way.
yeah.
For
Lord,
if you leave me, I cannot stray. Woo! Lord, let me walk each day with thee. Oh, lead me, oh, lead. Bradley is safe.
God is still
On the throne. Why did you tell him tonight?
in your bosom.
Oh, yes.
He's on the telephone.
Oh, yes.
Yes. As you walk, you're not walking.
Oh, Lord.
Walking alone. Oh, God.
God is still on.
I believe I'm going up to meet him. Yes, I'm going up to meet him, Lord, in a moment, in a
Twinkling of an eye.
I'm going up to meet him. Yes, I'm going up to meet him,
My Lord,
in a moment.
in a twinkling of an eye.
There's a city
Of light,
better come in.
no night.
Tonight is
There's a city of beauty, I'm told.
All my treasure
Are there in the city so fair? When I get to,
that city of gold.
oh, take me home now. When I leave, you gotta take me home. When I leave.
Yes, of Underway Street. God
All
bless
right, thank you so
Cut
much.
me
You
off.
take care of yourself.
I was waiting on my favorite part. Oh, Lord.
trouble and care.
I will say good morning up there. Oh, Lord. Great Lord.
Gladness and toil.
When I get to,
that city of gold.
oh, Joe, you killing them with it today. Thank you very much, Joe. You leave Joe alone. Thank you, Joe. You don't just feel, didn't your heart burn within you, as you heard from the motor Joe?
Next time I gotta take Joe to the restaurant.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. Let's go to another call, 323-7775. Didn't your heart burn within you as you heard from the motor Joe?
Acapella style.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, what a wonderful rendition.
Welcome to Freedom March Call Your Life.
Hello, spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
How are you doing, man?
Rough and tumble, but I ain't gonna grumble.
Oh, that's very good, man. Very good. How's my boy, Lehman?
I present and accounted for, sir.
Man, listen here. I heard I want to dive into two issues very quickly. I heard that two talk show hosts say that they have to get their whistle. I say that's copyright Lehman Villa.
Listen, I like to let them teeth it, you know. But you know something? I haven't. The people have been behaving so well. I leave my whistle in the car these days. That's how good it works.
Oh man, I was just gonna ask you to blow your whistle, man.
Yeah, no, I leave my whistle. But tomorrow you could guarantee we'll have the whistle locked and loaded for you, because I can tell you one thing. The Prime Minister tell me at any time it looked a little bleaky, and I ain't sure. Blow my whistle, son, and I ain't playing with these people.
Tell me something, Levi.
Hey.
If a Marine officer, right, get agitated with the person who agitates him, and he pull out his gun, and the person who agitates him say to him, lift up his hand and say, man, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Because he pulled out his gun, do we have to use that gun?
No. A weapon is for the removal of a threat beyond a certain level. Remember, all threats must be met with a force that is equal or justifiably greater than the force that is being offered.
Okay. Very good. Very good, Leland.
Yeah, there is something called, you could go Google this, there's something called the use of force continuum. You have that? And that gives you a very good guideline as to how force should be used in law enforcement and how it is to be retreated from. Now, you must remember, in the use of force continuum, there is no exact sequential order as to how the force is executed. So we could be at a level 1 and I go straight to a level 6. But I could come from a level 6 back to a level 1. Yeah. It's not as easy to come from level 6, because level 6 is fatal use of force, but you follow the point I'm making.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. The use of force continuum, Google it.
Okay.
All right?
You're my greatest fan, man.
Well, listen, I'm happy to be here for you as often as I'm allowed the opportunity, eh?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
So bring the whistle tomorrow, man.
Man, I can have it locked and loaded. Matter of fact, I can bring two. I can put one in my shirt pocket. I can put one in my pants pocket just in case, because these people might get out of hand.
Okay. Okay.
All right, caller. 323-7775, 698-0775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Hey.
Good day, Mr. Rod.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Spiritual advisor, I like to acknowledge your shirt from Bahari. It's a nice shirt. And you too, Mr. Rod. It's a vibrant shirt.
Yeah, Bahari, they have some pretty nice shirts, I can tell you. And this year, with the independence just passed, they had some pretty good ones indeed. I was supposed to have bought a couple, but I traveled. But, I'll look at it this weekend,
Yes, sir. Yes, that's a nice shirt. But the reason why I called today, right, I was on social media today, and it's a particular character that's not even in country, that's abroad. And this particular person just seems, especially like our leaders, our ministers and stuff, and it's dawning on me now to see, like, hey, the hard work, like our people, our ministers are pushing out there to help maintain the stability of this country. Not just like locally, internationally, on that international like spread. And for this man, like to be calling out a minister's name, mixing the people's name, defaming their character, I don't think it's fair. You understand? I just want our people to just do not feed into the propaganda and all of the nonsense that this particular person is spreading. You understand? So I just want us to stay strong, support our ministers, you understand, support our leader, you understand, keep the country strong, stay together. I know it's election time, but it doesn't give no reason for this particular person has to be defaming like our leaders like that. Okay.
Yeah, no, I could certainly appreciate what it is you're saying, and like I said, one of the words of the day is verisimilitude, and you have to test it. And if you can't test the veracity of a claim, you should just dismiss it, and I don't care who say it. All right?
Yes, I agree, sir.
Yeah,
I agree, but I just wanted to share that so our people not to fall into it, because we're the ones we live here and we see what's going on. You understand? So all I'm saying is for us to stay strong and not fall into the nonsense and for us just to collapse off of nonsense on social media.
yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, man.
All right, 323-777-56980-775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Since they send a shout out to Bahari, let me send a shout out to my friends over at the King's Collection. I don't care where you live in this country, you got to become one of the King's men, right? So go down by Kingsman Collection. You tell them, leave and send you. They can do something for you. They can call it the Freedom March something. Tell Nolan them I send you, and they should take good care of you down there at Kingsman Collection, all right? And also, and I have to do this because they're my friends as well. Island Connect. Man, listen, I was over at Island Connect yesterday, Spiritual Advisor. Island Connect had Fox Hill Day 2.0, where they turned the whole barbershop yard into a little place where you could come and get food and drinks yesterday. It was so fantastic. There was no traffic. I was able to drive right up. And the food was good. You ever had food that you could taste an old woman cook? Like you eat it and you know an old woman cooked this?
And definitely, I think a lot of food was out the Fox Hill last night.
Yeah.
I'm mistaken with that.
So I was very happy that I checked my friends at Island Connect. So I hear they also doing something on the weekend. They frying further and fish and things like that. I'm going back. You could come go with me if you want. All right, caller, let's go. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Mr. Miller and Mr. Roll.
Good afternoon.
I'm calling to congratulate the Reverend Father Eric Alexander Chico Miller as the new rector of Holy Spirit Anglican Church in Chippenham.
Okay.
And it's coming in from his grandfather, the Robert David Miller.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, congratulations. What is his title? The rector?
Yeah, he'll be taking up his position the 1st of September.
All right. Well, congratulations, rector, on your new appointment, and I trust that the will of God will be.
He is my grandson.
Your grandson. That's what I'm saying now, and I just repeating what you say. I want to congratulate him from Freedom March.
Yes.
And I want him to know that I pray God's continued guidance on him, and I trust that the will of God will be done through him as a man over there at the Holy Spirit Anglican Church. All right. Good. There you have it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. 323-777-56980-775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Every time Joseph called, Joseph just says, warm my heart. Lord, I wonder what have I done, my Lord, to make this race so hard to run.
He's the lead singer?
You know, I said to my soul, don't you worry. The Lord will make a way. I like when they say, children, the Lord will make a way. Why don't you tell them the Lord will make a way? Say it one more time, Lord will make a way. Somehow, man, I try to do my best in service. You know these songs?
Yeah, of course, man.
I try to do the best that I can.
On those songs, man.
But when I try to do the right thing, I got trouble it on every hand. Lord, I wonder. Let's take a call. 323-777. Y'all don't know good gospels. That's your problem. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Miller.
Hey, buddy.
Good afternoon, Spiritual Advisor.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Miller.
Hey.
You ever considered being a consultant for the Ministry of National Security?
I want to tell you this. I would sign up for weekly digital sphincter examinations before I work for a government ministry again.
Or what but a crime corrupter like what Mr. Monke used to be?
I know. Maybe I'd consider that. But I certainly do have no desire to work in a government ministry again. I would let someone pour hot water out of an electric kettle down my back every Tuesday before I work in a government ministry again.
All right, last question.
Mm-hmm.
You know school opening?
Yes, sir.
You know, Mr. Monkey used to do things for the children.
Yes, sir.
What you gonna do for the children?
Listen, I can keep it a secret because Mama says some you talk and the rest you keep.
Boy, you're making good sense there.
All right.
But
All
call
right,
up.
y'all take care of
Yeah.
your
Call up. Yeah, you there?
Hey.
Before you go, a lot of things will be happening for the children, you know. A lot of things. Before school open, there's going to be a lot of giveaways. So stay tuned, man.
Yeah.
No, but I made Freedom March need to do something.
Well, we could do. Listen, I tell
We'll
you,
help.
Mama says some you talk, the rest you keep.
Yep. All right.
Have a good day.
All right, caller.
Take care.
All right.
Good.
Yeah.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hey.
Mr. Lewan.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, what's your WhatsApp number is? I can send you that video on your WhatsApp. The Lord make it make somehow.
You can send me the video.
Yes.
Let my producer
What's the
take.
number?
Let my producer take your number. I can call you when I get off here. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me hold on.
All right. So producer, take that number from him. That's Joseph. I like Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like Joseph?
You didn't like him enough to give me a number, though.
Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Levan,
Hey.
you need to stay in the church.
When you think so?
Spiritual advisor, you need to keep Levan on the straight and narrow way. Keep him
You
in
think
church.
I save it in this boy, yeah?
Only Jesus could do that.
You think
you
I
need
say...
to stay in church. But every song kick off, Levan knowing Levan is scared in the spirit. You gotta keep him in church. That's my advice.
He tell you how he grew up, right?
Huh?
He told you how he grew up, right?
Yeah, he needs to stay in church, man.
Oh, praise the Lord.
He get one foot in and one foot out.
No, the two of my foot in. The two of my foot in.
So you slipping?
Sometimes my jacket...
Yeah, he's slipping.
Call it the two of my foot in, you know. Sometimes my jacket just blow through the church door, but don't worry
Yeah,
about
but you
that.
better don't let your jacket blow. You need
Oh,
to
no.
stay in.
Oh, no, I on the inside.
Good show, good show.
Thank you,
Listen
caller.
every day.
Thank you very
for
much.
your support.
323-775-6980-775. Let's go. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Hey, caller, turn your radio down. Listen to me. What's up?
Hello?
Hey, turn that radio off. Listen to me. All right, let's try another one. 323-7775. You got to turn the radio off. When you're on, you got me. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
You don't need more
No
calls
more?
than that.
Yeah. I mean, and Joe just called to serenade me so well. You just don't like when Joe call. I don't understand you.
Joe.
You must not be saved.
Joe is something else.
Yeah.
I love the
I can tell you what
spiritual
Joe is.
songs.
Joe is a cool in water.
I love those spiritual songs, though.
Yeah.
They have some really
Joe is
deep
fantastic.
meaning.
Joe is
The
fantastic.
Lord will make a way. Make no mistake.
Somehow. I even didn't know how, but somehow. 323-7775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
He did make a way when I had to pay that $435 bill. Make no mistake. He
I have to teach you how to faint. You don't
made,
practice
he
fainting.
made a way out of no way.
You know if you faint,
Somebody there.
you
Yeah,
know when I have to pay the bill?
Really?
Yeah, because it's an emergency. A medical emergency overrides everything.
Really?
Yeah, so listen, if only you and her there and you faint, someone have to go with you in the ambulance, and that's correct?
Yeah.
So when you get in the ambulance, who you think they can put in the ambulance with you? So offense.
The person who's with
And
me.
when you all go in the ambulance, they expect you to come back to pay this billing.
They'll send their-
I have to teach you to practice your fainting, man.
they'll send their
Hello,
lawyers
caller.
behind
Welcome to
me.
Freedom March. Hey, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello?
Hey, turn your radio down, please.
Mr. Rose,
Yes, ma'am.
I sent up a take shadow 9 hearing
Where did you send it?
on Freedom March.
323-7775.
Yes, sir.
What's the name?
Happy birthday to Linda Barr, to the world.
Linda Bar. We did Linda Bar.
Yeah.
Mother
We did Linda Bar.
from Lorraine Robert.
I remember
Yeah,
that
we
one.
did that. We did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did it.
All
No
right.
problem.
Yeah, Bradley, you have to practice your fainting. No, we do Linda. Lorraine.
Take it.
Why, somebody else on the line.
Hey, hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, how you doing?
I doing so good. If something happening to me, I even didn't know it yet.
Man, listen to you from Langisman and I from Langisman.
Oh, praise the
I
Lord.
love you all.
Thank you very much.
I love you, you're awesome.
Thank you
I
very
like
much.
the topic you start off with today. This is the first time caller.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you very much.
You know, hey, you all look good. Yeah, you all done. I appreciate you all. It was one awesome job. And the topic you ended with the people that overpricing.
Yeah.
Thanks them.
Yeah.
The
And
food.
man, talk more about that man. They agitate for that man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's that? Wade Watson got one constituency. Wade Watson got one constituency there. They ain't got one bottle of real juice and not a single one of them shop. I know how Wade got into them people,
You
dog.
need to really go to some shops and see some prices.
Every one of them.
You go to spend $1, and I say it might not cost $1, it cost $5 in another shop.
Yeah, everyone in Baintown should be dead by the time it's the next election, because if you keep letting them drink this 2% juice, it shouldn't be nobody there to vote.
Anyhow.
Yeah. Thank you, caller.
Yeah, thank you. They have a cross line anyhow.
All right.
Yeah.
But that's the jingle.
Yeah, be out here.
The jingle means I owe the time, I owe the show. Listen, I could do this for 4 hours, you know. Y'all better thank God for this little jingle, because other than that, and Joe done got me rally up. Man, I ready to do 1 more hour. You do 1 more?
The Lord will make a way.
Anyway, that's the jingle. We owe the time. Thank you so much for joining us here on Freedom March on 103.5 The Beat FM. This is ILTV Studios. I'm Leland Miller. This is Bradley Road. This is Freedom March. We'll see you again tomorrow.
If it's the Lord's will, we'll be back.